I grew up in a small country town. Like Coach Sanders said, challenge from the beginning. Challenge from the beginning. Coming out of my mama's womb, I was told by the doctor, well, I wasn't told, I was told by my parents that he would not be able to ride bikes. He doesn't need to sit in the back seat of a car. I don't know if y'all ever seen Forrest Gump. I wore the little boots with the metal slit coming up to my knees because the bone in my leg was growing crooked. So they told me he should not ride bikes or participate in sports because his legs aren't functioning the way they should. Being 3, 4 years old, I'm not listening to that. I got friends outside playing, I'm going to play. So I would sneak outside and I would play and I would ride bikes and I would play throw-up tackle. I would play basketball in the yard. I would do everything that a normal kid is supposed to do, regardless of what the doctors told me or told my parents. Nevertheless, my parents never told me this information. So I did it on my own, going out and just having fun in the yard. And that in itself, without knowing, just built a sense of, I guess you can say my parents built this sense of confidence in me that I can tackle anything, that there's nothing too big that I can't handle. So moving forward, got to high school, as Alvin said, and we wasn't very good. My freshman year, I played free safety. My sophomore year, I was a quarterback. My junior year, I was a tight end. And my senior year, I played wide receiver, outside linebacker, I was the kicker, and I was the third string running back. So I played all positions. And I understood every position because my parents instilled in me that if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. I didn't want to leave the field. Don't take me off because I feel like I'm missing something if I'm not out there helping my brothers. I want to be side by side in the fight. I didn't want to be on the sideline cheering. No matter how tired I was, you go get all of my effort and everything that I had to give. And our senior year, like he said, we went 14-1. Went 14-1. Played different position, wasn't highly recruited. You know, a lot of people think that I was this big recruit out of Washington County, but we wasn't known. Nobody knew where Washington County was. It's a small country town in the middle of nowhere. What we did for fun was go to the lake and fish, jump in the lake and swim. Everything was at the lake. There was nothing else. There was no PlayStation. There was no Xbox. We didn't have any of that stuff. So we had to generate our own fun. But I wanted to be successful and I wanted to make my dad and my mom proud. The two things that drove me in high school was I didn't want to disappoint my dad because I was scared of him. And two, I wanted to make my mom proud. And we didn't have a lot, so in order for me to go to school with me, I had to get my education. And I wanted to do right by them because they gave me so much. They gave me everything that I wanted, even though they didn't have it. They went and got it for me so that I could have what I wanted. So I wanted to pay them back by getting into college and them not having to worry about paying any tuitions. So I was able to, Georgia wasn't my first choice. You're gonna be amazed when I tell you who was my first choice. I was a receiver in high school. I thought I was the best receiver in the country. So my first choice was, who you think? Florida. They were throwing the ball all over the place. So I said, I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna be a wide receiver. I'm gonna win the Heisman. I'm gonna catch this many touchdown passes. I don't care what anybody says. And guess who was recruiting me? Florida. Georgia wasn't recruiting me at the time. So I went on a visit to Florida with my dad, got an opportunity to meet Steve Spurrier. And as we're sitting in the meeting, he looked at me and said, so are you gonna sign? I said, well, I wanna go home, talk it over with my parents, and my mom's not here, so I wanna sit down with her and discuss it with her there, and I'll let you know tomorrow. He said, well, if you leave this office, there may not be a scholarship for you tomorrow. My dad got furious. We walked out of his office, he said, you will not play at the University of Florida. You talking about somebody heartbroken? I say, but Dad, that's where I want to go. You would not play for a man like that. So guess who else I had on the table? Georgia Southern. So Georgia Southern was my other option. And I say that to say this. The only reason I only had 2 schools recruiting me is because I hadn't passed the SAT. And I'm saying that to you guys who haven't took it upon yourself to start preparing for the SAT or the ACT. It means something. You have to take care of business so you can enjoy and afford the opportunities that lie in front of you. I didn't take care of business like I was supposed to. So I know a lot of times people get up and speak and they don't give you the full truth. I want to be transparent and let you know that there are some good parts and there's some parts of me that didn't take care of business like I should have. But I learned from those mistakes, and I didn't make the same mistake twice. So, eventually, Georgia found out that Florida was recruiting me. So they jumped in on the picture late. So I got the choice to go Georgia Southern or Georgia. So who do you choose? Obviously, Georgia. So once I decided that I was gonna go with Georgia, Florida come calling again, and my dad obviously said I wasn't going there. So I ended up signing with Georgia. I'm the last person Georgia signs. I'm the last person they signed. And the only reason I get a scholarship from Georgia is because an offensive lineman decided to back out of his and go somewhere else. So I'm the last person that they signed. And getting into Georgia, knowing that I was the last person that they signed, I made it well known that even though you signed me last, I'm gonna make sure that you know I was the best recruit in my class. In my freshman year, I'm the only freshman that didn't get redshirted. Because I pushed myself, I did everything that I was asked to do, and I went far and beyond the call of duty to get on the football field. Because I wanted to prove to them that I could play, and that I deserved to play, and that you made a mistake by not recruiting me in the first place. So I was DB. I was a DB my freshman year at college. Defensive back, played cornerback, the left side, shut down corner. All SEC, preseason All-American. And I wasn't recruited highly at Georgia. Sophomore year, 4 picks, led the team in picks, preseason All-American going into my junior year. Spring rolls around. We have nobody at running back. So the strength coach went to the head coach and said, your best running back playing defense. So they tried me in the last week of spring at the position of running back. Now, the only time I ever played running back was 3rd and 2, 4th and 2 in high school when we needed short yardage. Because I was never the fastest in high school, so I was the short yardage back. So I might have got 4 carries a game, but out of those 4 carries might have been 2 touchdowns. So moving forward, at Georgia, in our spring game, last week of the spring, they put me at running back, and I run all over our defense. And I was like, I'm not going back on the defensive side of the ball. My defensive days are over. And truth be told, that next year, I moved to running back. And then, all of a sudden, everybody knew who Robert Edwards was. First game against South Carolina, I get 5 touchdowns in the second half. Second game, guess who we're playing? Tennessee. Second game ever at running back, I get hurt in the second quarter. I think the first play of the second quarter. And they take me in at halftime, take me up. I come out and play 3 minutes in the third quarter and go down with a broken foot. By that time, I played a quarter and a half. I think I had 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. But by that time, I was leading the nation in touchdowns and yardage in a game and a half. But my season was over. I broke my foot. I wouldn't play no more that year. And if you know anything about college athletics and professional sports, once you get injured, you're labeled as damaged goods. They never quite look at you the same. So now I got to work my way back up that following year. Following year, it's no longer my team. We get a new coach. Jim Dunham comes in, and he's a pass-happy coach that loves Hines Ward. Everybody know Hines? Anybody know Hines? One of my best friends. He's the captain of the team. It's no longer Robert Edwards. So now I'm in Hines' shadow trying to work my way out, but I'm a team guy. That's the way I was brought up. No matter what the team needs, that's what I'm gonna do, because that's the way my father and my mother raised me, to be a team guy. Don't be selfish. Don't think it's all about you. And I'm speaking to somebody in this room, because there's some on every team. I'm a high school coach. I got them. It's not about you. It's a team game. And you can't think that you're above the program. So, that being said, it's Hines' show, and I'm fine with that. I wait for my opportunity. Our junior year, we both have the opportunity to come out. I could leave. I can go to the pros. This is what I always wanted. This is what I dreamed about. I didn't go talk to my mom. I didn't go talk to my dad. I didn't go talk to my coaches about whether I should come out or not. You know who I talked to? My teammates. I went to them and got their opinion on me leaving, because I had one more year, me and Hines both, and we both talked it over and decided to come back and help our team turn our program around, because we wasn't doing very well while I was at Georgia. So my senior year, we ended up going 10-2, and instead of going second round, I ended up going first round to the Patriots. I go first round to the Patriots. Now this is where the story gets interesting. First year, as a rookie, I rushed for 1,200 yards. I was runner-up rookie of the year, only to Randy Moss. I'm sure everybody knows who Randy Moss is. I couldn't compete with the numbers he put up that year. But I was runner-up rookie of the year to Randy Moss. So we both go to the Pro Bowl. I go to the Pro Bowl playing in this flag football game for the pre-game festivities. And I go up to knock a pass down, me and Charles Woodson, and I come down and dislocate my knee. In a flag football game on the beach. Not on the football field, on the beach, I dislocate my knee. Nobody knows how bad it is. I don't feel any pain. All I know is I'm grabbing my thigh and my leg's not attached. So I sit out there for a while. They take me to the hospital, and I get there, and the doctor comes in and tells me, we got to rush you to surgery. And my agent's there. He said, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. Just let them do what they got to do. Everything's going to be fine. But the doctor comes in and tells me, we may have to amputate. There's a possibility that we will have to amputate your leg, but we can't stop the internal bleeding that's going through your leg right now. I severed an artery in my leg. So I go into surgery. I come out of surgery, they was able to save my leg. But he didn't walk in and tell me. I severed the artery, I had nerve damage, and I tore every ligament in my knee. You'll never play football again, is what he told me. And if you do play, you'll use a cane for the rest of your life. You have to walk around with a cane for the rest of your life. Football is out. I'm 21 years old. Football is my life. That's all I've ever done. That's all I ever wanted to do. And at the blink of an eye, it was taken away from me. And I was told by this doctor that I'd never play again. Now, I haven't had the ligament surgery yet because it was so much bleeding, they had to handle the artery first. So I sat in Hawaii for 2 weeks thinking about what this doctor had just told me. My family flew over, my wife came over, my girlfriend at the time, and she almost broke up with me because I was so mean to her. I was mean to everybody. I hated the world. I couldn't understand why me. I was the perfect kid. I was the perfect guy. I did everything right. Everything anybody asked of me, I did it. So no matter what you're doing right, you're not above mistakes. You're not above adversity. Adversity don't care who you are. They will visit your door. But the key to adversity, visiting your door is what you do with it after it visit. You got to answer because it's going to find its way in. You got to answer. So, adversity have just jumped upon me and told me I'd never play football again. But I made up my mind those 2 weeks I was in Hawaii that this wasn't going to be the end of my story. This is not how it's supposed to end. I got to rehab anyway. So I'm going to make all efforts I can to come back and play the game and prove that doctor wrong. Because I said to myself, he don't know what's in my heart. He don't know what's in here. He don't know how I'm born. He don't know who I am. He don't know. He's going off a medical sheet that he's reading. He don't know what I'm capable of. Because I believe in me. If don't nobody else believe in me, I believe in me. I'm my biggest supporter. I'm my biggest fan. So, 2 years later, I get an opportunity to play again. I rehab. I'll go back to the University of Georgia. I rehab 8 hours a day, and I'm riding a bike. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, and I'm able to play again. I go back to the Patriots, and by that time, Pete Carroll's gone. Bill Belichick is there. Don't know Bill. So I get in mini camp. I pull my groin. I get healthy. I get into fall camp, I pull my hamstring. I get healthy, I get ready to play a preseason game. Bill calls me into his office and said, we're gonna have to let you go. I've never got a chance to prove myself. We're gonna have to let you go. I said, but can I just play in this preseason game this week and at least prove myself to another team that might wanna give me an opportunity? Not sure that you was gonna play anyway. So he released me on the spot. Now what did I do? Do I quit? Do I give up? Do I say this is the end? I did everything I could do? I don't. That's adversity knocking at my door again. I don't quit. I'm not a quitter. I don't believe in it. I'm not built that way. So I go train in New Orleans for a year, and Miami Dolphins gives me an opportunity. They signed me. I become comeback player of the year in 2002. I was in the same backfield with Ricky Williams. We had a great year that year, and great, I'm back. Play a full year with the Dolphins, come back the next offseason. I'm in tip-top shape. I'm back. I'm running a 4.3. I'm at a 38-inch vertical, just 3 shy where I used to be, and I'm like, man, I'm back. And guess who come knocking at the window? Adversity. Dave Wanstead decides that, I don't know whether it was Dave, Ricky, or who it was, but Dave decided that he's gonna release me. Couldn't give me a reason. Don't know why he released me. Don't know why he released me. Today, I know why, but then I didn't know why. Everything that I've gone through is for this moment right here, so I can share it with you. Everything that's happened to me, it wasn't for me. It was for you. Or groups like you, or young men like you, so I can share with you about adversity that's gonna creep in this year. How do you handle it? Don't give in to it. So is that the end? Do I stop there? So if you read the program, you see that I played in the CFL. I went to Canada, played 3 years, led the league in Russia. So I knew I could do it. I needed that. I needed to go to Canada just to prove that I wasn't crazy, that I could still play, that all the training and the rehab I did meant something. And I also went for you, to let you know that fight through, push through. There's opportunities everywhere. Now, everybody in this room won't play in the NFL, but everybody in this room can go to college. And that's what I preach to my kids. You can't get to the NFL without going to college. It's impossible. It's illegal. So you gotta go to college. You gotta face your adversity. You gotta face your challenges. Which brings me to what I do today. I'm a head football coach at Greene County High School. It's come with challenges. The craziest thing about being a head coach, that I've always been a head coach. I've never been an assistant coach. I've never been an assistant coach. I went straight from playing to being a head coach. So I had to learn how to be a head coach. And probably the even more crazier thing is that I'm the oldest coach on my staff. I don't even have coaches I can lean on. I'm teaching them. I rephrase that. We're teaching each other on how to groom young men into their future or whatever they decide to be.